In this video, we're going to discuss non-traditional cost reduction strategies. And what we mean by that, we're going to talk about 4 different strategies that you can employ in saving money in paying for college. And this is after your student received the official financial aid offer from the school that they're going to attend. The first bullet point we already covered in previous videos in terms of applying for scholarships. Now, these are not going to be the scholarships from the school that they are going to offer based on the application for admission. These are going to be private scholarships that you and or your student can access from the 3 major websites that we discussed in previous videos. Those being the the scholarships.com website, www.fastaid.com website, or the www.fastweb.com website, fastweb.com. Those 3 major scholarship websites will help your student apply for outside private scholarships that they can use to pay for their college tuition, fees, or anything else they need. Now, once again, once they hopefully acquire or become eligible for those scholarships, each scholarship is going to have a specific criteria, whether it's going to be awarded on a one-time basis or if it's going to be a recurring scholarship. So even though you may not have received all of the financial aid that you would have liked to after the application of admission was granted, and once the official financial aid offer was issued to your student, private scholarships are a great way to supplement your costs for college, or help reduce it, I should say. The second bullet point is RA. Many students know what that means, and then many students do not. Basically, it stands for resident assistant. This goes back to, back in the olden days where this was the hall monitor walking around with a, let's say, to make sure that, the hallway or the dorms were maintained and there wasn't any tomfoolery going on. So they would maintain basically the dorm. Now, and currently, many times, and the different colleges that I've visited and or toured, the resident assistant basically sits behind a glass door and just buzzes kids in, because nowadays many of the dorms and many public and private colleges are actually co-ed. So, their job is to maintain safety, security, and of course monitor the dorms just like they did back in the olden days. Now, the benefit of an RA is that if you are fortunate enough to become a resident assistant, your room and board is paid for by the respective college. So if your room and board is $15,000 a year, that is now absorbed by the RA job, and that will save your parents $15,000 a year. The criteria is many schools only allow RAs to apply starting sophomore year. So in the best case scenario, if you become an RA, you're eligible to receive the room and board discount sophomore, junior, senior year. It's a great way to reduce your overall cost in attendance, and it's probably going to be the largest, I guess you can call it a scholarship, as opposed to the private scholarships that we discussed in the previous bullet point. So RA is an amazing opportunity, but the student is going to have to do their due diligence in applying for it, and then of course, maintaining the RA position all the years that they want the room and board discount. The third bullet point is department grants and scholarships. Once again, even though you may not have received all the financial aid that you hope for, you can also apply to the specific department or the major that you were granted admission to. Many times these opportunities become available once the student starts their upper divisional courses, usually their junior year. So once again, make sure that you engage the faculty at whatever department at XYZ school and inquire whether or not there are any departmental grants and or scholarships available for continuing students. And then the last bullet point, college-specific scholarships. Now, as we mentioned in previous videos, the majority of financial aid is going to be granted based upon the student's application for admission. However, once that application has been accepted and once your student has been offered their financial aid award, your student can still apply to private endowment scholarships that weren't part of the initial award offer. And the best way to do that is to research the school's websites for any scholarships that are either geared towards their major or any scholarships that are going to fit your student's profile. So once again, these are the four great opportunities that all of you can employ to help reduce your overall cost for college, ranging from starting with private scholarships to resident assistant, department grants and scholarships, and then finally college-specific scholarships.